oh, let's blame editing a fool. Like everyone knows that on Love and Marriage Huntsville, you're always constantly acting a fool. So why are we suddenly acting like, oh no, this is editing? But people will still buy into it. Like nothing surprises me more than when I go on like live for like different like YouTubers and stuff, and then people are coming up and actually bigging up Mattel. I'm like, it can't, like, wow. Like sometimes I'm just like, if I say something now, you know, think I'm like choosing violence. But like,
Terrible.
I'm just like the way you all support Mattel, I am concerned. I'm like, is it like for me? I really want to interview these people personally and be like, okay, what was the role your father played in your life? I'm trying to understand, right? Like, did you grow up with a father like Mattel? Is that why you can empathize with him? Or, like, what is the issue? Or did you grow up wanting the affection and validation from men? Like, I just don't understand. Like, I just feel like something has to be wrong. And I know it sounds bad, but like, and I know people can like who they like, but at the same time, I'm just like, for you to like it's another thing, sometimes you see in the comments, oh, Mattel is a crazy ass, but I don't know, it's just like if I like him, right? That's different from like someone who is justifying all of his belligerent and violent and abusive ways and being like, oh, he's a good man. Like, how? If that's a good man, then wow, like you really have no standards. And there has to be an issue, there has to be something deep down that is the reason, because I cannot reconcile why anyone would think his behavior is okay. Ooh, I think what Adam is saying is probably a good one.
This
I
one.
think it's because in the black community we don't really have active fathers, so they will uphold the present ones even though they're terrible. Wow, that is a word. I think you're right. Because the thing is, it's almost like they're thinking about their situations with maybe their father. They wish, like, even if they had a present father, they would have been okay with it, as opposed to having someone that is not present, and someone who is just literally not active at all in their lives, right? So it's like, oh, I'd rather my dad is present than to not have him at all. And I think that's probably what it is. And maybe some people are like, okay, I wish my baby daddy was present for my kids. So I wish like my baby daddy was like Mattel. At least he wants to see his kids. This one doesn't want to see the kids. So maybe those are the reasons. Actually, Adam's such a really good point. Yeah. What do you think?
I actually definitely agree because it's just suspect the way that everybody's writing is 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 us because it's this season like the drama that's been happening on social media, drama that's been happening on YouTube, especially has been terrible because we just found out that a group of YouTubers came together
Mm.
and Mel actually confronted them. Like this was the first time I'm seeing Mel going to YouTubers like this thing to confront them. They were the ones who cooked up the lie that Mel fans were actually attacking the church.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was
I
crazy.
heard about
You know,
that.
I said it that this actually made no sense because Mateo has been going around talking to everybody about how much of a changed person he is, how much of a great father he is, how much the custody battle is affecting him. Who cares? You're the one who started the custody battle. That's what's killing me.
Yeah.
You started something and now you're acting like a victim. Why exactly do you like? And now you want everybody to drag your ex, you want everybody to come for your ex. It's just like crazy. Because you know the best tactics they're going to use is they'll say even though Mattel sued for custody, he did it for the kids and Mel's hands are not also clean. I hate when people make that comment.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it
Wow.
so much because how am I the cause of everything? How am I the cause of everything if You started it. He came online, called this woman a whore, called her every name. Like that time was so toxic. I was like, God damn. But now all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's it's just crazy because they expect her to sit down, take all the bullshit and be quiet because of she's a woman.
Mm.
Are you still there?
Yes, sis. Like I'm just deep down. It's when I'm listening and I'm just like taking it in. I'm so deeply disappointed and grieved, and I can only imagine how Melody feels. Because if I was Melody and I'm like, these people are making all these lies, and you can tell. Okay, I better put allegedly because I don't want anyone trying to come for us. Allegedly, I feel like Mattel, in my opinion, allegedly is the cause of all of this recent, because before it was like everyone or most of the YouTubers were doing honest commentary, right? It was unbiased, everyone was just saying it as it is, right? But it seems like recently in the last week or so we've had a bunch of YouTubers from nowhere constantly speaking and saying all this, putting all these untruths out, which it, in my opinion, allegedly feels like something Mattel is behind.
And do you know it's funny? Because even
Mm.
the ones that claimed to support Mel,
Mm-hmm.
they were even the ones behind the drama.
They support whatever is going to give them views. That is what I'm starting to understand. I
Yeah.
feel like to them, because they notice that it's a hot topic and they feel like, oh, this is going to give me views, they're like, okay, maybe it's time to shift gears and like shift support a little bit. For me, I support what is true. There is no way I would look at someone treating, even if it's Tisha that is being treated like that, I would not stand for it. And Tisha is not my fave. I think she lacks accountability. But that's another point, right? I would not stand for that. But when you see people that only care about, they just want to get some views, they just want to, and the thing is, at some point, you have to have some integrity about yourself. It can't be all about, financial gain, right? There are children involved, right? So there's a lot more sensitivity involved than the usual like random gist and you know what I mean, like things that you post and just like, oh, allegedly, right? That these are kids involved. And for some people to be going to the extent of releasing private conversation with children involved, that is bizarre to me. Like I don't even know in what world that is acceptable. I personally would say Melody needs to look and see if she can take any sort of legal action against some of those people, in my opinion.
I actually think so.
Yeah.
I actually think so because it has been so on like it's so on there's a difference between chasing clout and probably giving all this unnecessary G saying, oh, this one is jealous of this person, or this one is doing this of this person. It's funny. Like people will laugh, people will be like, oh, that's a lie. But when you have to go back, lie, cook up things just to make yourself feel better, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Or just to
actually
get paid in the background. Because I struggle to see to fit I feel like someone is getting paid in the background. That's just my opinion. Allegedly, I can't prove it. I have nothing to stand on, but I feel like someone is getting paid. Because the way these people are pushing this narrative, I
it's
feel like they're
crazy.
getting paid.
And the
Hmm.
fact that it came from nowhere.
Yes, it was so random. Like it feels like it was orchestrated by Marty Matt. But yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm
So
saying.
I asked this question: do you think Kandi is going to come for Martell? Because
Yeah.
she called her husband short. She said he said he's an opportunist.
Mm.
and this thing is going to play all in the first episode. So I know that Kandi doesn't play with her husband.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's Mama Joyce.
Yeah.
I'm just
I don't know
saying.
why. I don't know why she allows her mom just like berating so much. It actually makes no sense.
I think she's used to her mom behaving a certain way, and so she feels like, that's my mama. But I'm like, girl, you can never let anyone speak to your husband the same way you not appreciate and you should not tolerate your husband speaking to your mom any type of ways. Just stand for what is right, really. But to your question, though, I think Candy will absolutely give Mattel the smoke, and she should, because I don't understand. You don't even know Candy from a can of paint. You don't know Todd, right? The only reason you are on freaking Real Housewives of Atlanta and you feel like you've arrived is because you and Sheree are allegedly in a fake relationship. You don't even claim her, okay? Like, so what are you doing on Real Housewives of Atlanta? And I'm like, okay, I understand, Bravo is here for here for a good time, right? They're here for like drama, because we all know people watch Real Housewives for drama. That's all it. Real Housewives of Atlanta, especially, anyway,
Yeah.
for all the drama, right? So I am not surprised that someone like Martell is being welcomed into their midst, because it's been a long time since they've had a mix of Apollo and Peter Thomas, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like Mattel is like both of them, but he's even a bit more unhinged. Because why are people trying to move you away from a woman? That's just mad. That's just insane, right? So I think Candy definitely needs to put Mattel in his place. And also Todd. If Todd is there when he's saying this, Todd needs to call him all the way together and, say that's why you lost your marriage, and you're trying to, you're still trying to beg your ex-wife to
He's
come back
def
to you.
he's
Period.
definitely not going to tell Todd to his face. You know, Mattel never says anything to the guys. He
True.
told Sheree, and is from allegedly from the tea. They keep saying that he only goes face like to face to with the women.
With women, of course. Of
So
course, because deep down he knows he cannot stand to another man like that. It's like another man will see you coming and he's gonna have equal smoke or even more smoke for you. Well,
yeah,
a woman, of course, it can never really fully escalate like that. She's not, the average woman versus the average man. Usually the average man is more physically stronger than, not to say there aren't some women that are strong, but I'm just saying physically, the physical anatomy. And so I think based on that, I think that he knows. He knows that if he comes, say what you want about Maso or whatnot, right? If he went to Maso's face like that, Maso is gonna give him the smoke,
mm-hmm.
So he's not going to be out there doing that. Someone says I think he's jealous of women for real. That's an interesting perspective. Sahara, why do you think he's jealous of women? I'm just curious.
I think I also agree with that perspective if you're asking me.
Hmm.
Because I think so, because every single time he fights, like I made this let me show you, I made this post on my YouTube community post, because I was also wondering why every single argument this guy has been on. Let me, as I'm talking, I'll just open my YouTube page. Every single argument he has ever been on, it has actually been with a lady.
Hmm.
The argument he had with Mattel, he apologized. I said that Mattel with
Not so.
myself. He
Hmm.
apologized. But with Melody, never.
Hmm.
With any other lady, never. He was even, didn't you see him supporting them punching Tiffany?
Yes. Now that this is what I don't understand. How is no one thinking about that? I was like, Nah, you guys are out of line. Him and Maso. I remember that clip and I said, these people probably beat their wives, allegedly. Because how? How are you encouraging that? When is that ever okay?
It's the way they were like, oh, she deserves to be popped because of what she's doing. I was like, God damn.
A pregnant woman, even a woman that is not pregnant, anyone, come
That
on.
was just like crazy on so many levels. It was crazy. Because for you to say a pregnant woman deserved to be punched, I was like, wow. I don't even know why that was allowed to air. I
That's what
don't
I'm
know why.
saying. I'm like, considering Carlos is always protecting his golden goose, like why did he allow that to air? Like I was super shocked. I
Because
did
that,
not
that was
I'm
just
so
like
surprised.
crazy.
Yeah. Like why would you let that air?
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not surprised that it's going to go to RHOA, and every single of the arguments that has leaked is Martell versus a woman. I'm not
Mm,
surprised.
yeah. Yeah. I feel like he probably feels like he cannot hold his own with the man. And so he feels like women are the easiest people he can pick on. And I think also, I feel like there is some unresolved trauma from his childhood in relation to his mom. Now, I don't know if you remember when he was saying to his mom he wants to go to therapy, and his mom was like, "Nah, you don't need therapy." I feel like there's something that has happened. Perhaps there's something there with the way his mom raised him that he needs to explore in therapy, but is going to come out because he hates women, in my opinion. He hates he behaves like someone who has a problem with women. And usually when that happens, that's because you have a problem with your mother which you've never addressed, in my opinion.
His mom has babied him so much. His mom has made him feel like he's a child. He's someone that needs to be protected from any criticism. So I'm not surprised that any woman that can hold her own, any woman that can speak right, any woman that has a like an opinion on him, it's a problem to him. So I'm not surprised at all.
I think she's probably compensating for something she's done in his childhood. Like,
Compensating because his dad was never around.
uh-huh. hmm I wonder, was she ever as present herself? I'm very curious. I think there's something there.
That's why she's everly mad at Melody, because she feels Melody got to have a present second
Mm,
parent, and she was always saying Melody was lazy.
right. I see that. I see that. I feel like now, Carlos, if you're listening, take some notes. That is what you need to explore. There is something that if you really care about Mattel, like you're always, trying to come across, I think you need to get in there and let him explore some therapy where they go into his childhood, like mandatory therapy, because he shouldn't be around women. Because I personally think there were incidents from the season back in the, I don't know which season it was, where he was so close to getting into Melody's face that people had to pull him back. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
I
I remember.
personally believe that if there was no one to pull him back, it would have gotten physical, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So there's definitely something there. It's given, I hate women. But
but
yeah.
this comment said, I think he hates women that are great because he never has vim for Avion. Like for real, he's always out there apologizing. He's always out there trying to overcompensate, but he never does that to Melody.
I agree with the fact that he hates women that agree because he makes him feel less down because he himself is not great unless he's tied to some the apron strings of someone who is great, right? And
Yeah.
he gets because he does not have that star presence and star quality, when he's tied with someone who does, he sort of feels like, oh, that's why he wanted her to. I don't know if you remember back in the day when she would get like awards or have to speak, he wanted her to constantly be like, my husband, my husband, my husband, because he was feeling inadequate as a person, right? Because his woman had such a star quality about herself and she was just great, and he did not have the same. Instead of him to be supportive and be like, okay, that's her strength, my strength is in something else, instead the jealousy started to creep in. Now, I personally think the reason he doesn't have vim for Ariane is because Ariane knows where the bodies are buried, okay? That girl is unhinged. I would, if I was him, I would not have vim for her.
She came out today talking about how he's still trying to have sex with her, how he's still coming back and hitting it, and she's not pursuing him anymore.
Exactly. So I feel like, imagine she said all of that. How much more is she holding back and not saying?
Telling you.
So I would not have him for her if I was Mattel. I would be so nice to her. She would say whatever. I would come back and beg her, because that is no, seriously, that is a woman that can ruin your life if it ever gets to that point. If you push her, she will ruin it as if she hasn't already. But she will ruin it even more, right? She has a lot of things to say that can ruin Mattel, in my opinion. And I think it's the same way. Remember when she started talking about how them Marceau and Maurice were also with her and they all hung out together. She started exposing secrets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was very crazy that time.
exactly.
It was crazy.
And if you notice with her, it's a progression, right? It's a
If she
progression.
doesn't get what she
She would do
wants, she will lash
exactly.
out.
Yes, and then she would be doing it in bits. It's almost like she's doing it for attention. So she'll share a little bit. She'll be like, "I have more." Remember when she started talking about
Yeah, and
Stormy?
then she will never
Exactly.
post anything.
Uh-huh.
I'm
So
sure probably Stormy entered her DM. I was like, girl, you're ruining my plans.
exactly. And Stormy probably got into some sort of arrangement with her. That's the thing. She's one of those people, she's very manipulative. If she has all the receipts, but then she gives it slowly and slowly, she gives you enough, but then she will not give you the full evidence until you fully push her. So I bet Mattel, every time she posts something, Mattel is constantly like, Ariane, please don't do this. You're going to, you know, ruin this, and then she'll be like, okay, cool, right? I think that's why that's why she will continue to have a hold over him, because he cares about his public persona, right? Who he
Yeah.
is versus who he tries to portray are completely different. And to be able to portray this thing or this persona of being a good man, a good father, a good this that he's always running with, right? Arian needs to keep her mouth shut, because if you say certain things, like for instance, certain arguments allegedly that have happened that are quite heated, it's not going to help his so-called persona that he's building, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. I
I,
feel this
I
is
think
this is like,
regardless of her having like all this info and all these like details, I don't think she would go as far as ruining Martell, because ruining Martell is the same as ruining herself. She's selling clothes for how much? $20, $10. How many does she get to sell?
bro, those clothes look like they never
That's why I'm
sell.
like, she's so dumb. Do you know that if this girl takes YouTube seriously, she's going to take it by the storm.
Only
Look at
if she
all.
decides to tell her truth, though.
She doesn't even need to tell her truth. She just needs to come. Do you know that if this girl reviews Love and Marriage Hunts, she's gonna be getting money.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. For facts, because people keep watching, hoping that she will give them
People
support.
keep saying, "Oh, I will never support a side chick," but they want to hear what a side chick is saying.
Yeah, the side chick has all the secrets, honey. So who does not like a good story from, like, for instance, you would have come up with like a whole 3-part series story time. You'd come up
Telling
with
you,
like,
poor Natasha K. Oh my God, she
you
she's
know,
not she's not smart.
we shouldn't be giving her all this advice. She's not gonna use it anyway. She has a lot going on in her head, and I think it's because she's grappling with the fact that this man, you spent a good amount of your life with this man. This man has not wifed you. He has not publicly claimed you. He called you a peasant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still has never publicly claimed you. She just, I think she's caught in the web that is Martell Holt, in my opinion. I
Yeah.
think there's just something about Martell that does it for her. I don't know. I really don't know. Is it the BDE? Like I don't even think he has the BDE in
I
my
don't see
opinion.
that BBE because
I
every time
don't
he
see
wears the
I don't
gray
see it.
pants, I don't see anything.
I don't see nothing. That is exactly what I say. But Sheree was there giggling. Ha ha ha. I'm like, girl, at least
Obviously, they are not sleeping together. We are not dumb, please.
yeah, I don't know, but I can't like sometimes Sheree be looking at him like she wants to smash him or that's all I'm saying. Like Sheree be looking like she wants to sit on it, in my opinion. Okay.
Uh, Sit on what? There's nothing there.
I should just sit on
There's,
fabric. She'll sit on couches.
there's
Oh,
obviously
God.
nothing there. It's so obvious that there is nothing there. Come on.
Yeah, because he'd
How
be
you
wearing
wear
all these tight
grey
clothes now.
sweatpants and I can't see no print? Or is he a grower or something? Because there's nothing there.
Yeah, ain't nothing there. And yeah, to be fair, I am with you on that. In my opinion, I just think like I don't know what the obsession is that Arian has, but I really pray like I don't wish nothing evil on that girl. I really pray that one day she can break from it. Because it has to be a stronghold at this point. Like it really has to be.
All the spirit, she needs all the spiritual help she can because this is ridiculous.
It's like remember when she was talking about never have a I never have a baby by a married man. I thought finally she's woken up, but no, she has not. And I'm like, sis, if she really is preggo, my goodness.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my problem because now he's going to Villas of Atlanta. He's going to parade himself as her boo. And now there is a side chick over here, a forever side chick that is most likely pregnant for him.
Mm,
Probably that's why they're hiding it, allegedly.
mm,
Probably that's why they're hiding it because it just doesn't look good.
it
And
doesn't.
we all know how Andy is. You cannot play with Andy's coin.
Yeah.
Andy doesn't care as how much you love somebody. You will not play with his coin. You will not mess him up. You will not mess up his show. So he's definitely not going to allow you. He's not going to allow you date or impregnate somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking probably when this season is finished, the truth is going to come out because it's like we're seeing the same thing that happened when she was pregnant while they were in Love and Marriage Hunt. They denied, they hid. When the season ended, they announced the pregnancy. Now, Real Housewives of Atlanta is showing. Love and Marriage Huntsville is showing. Martell is in both shows, making a fool out of himself, pursuing his ex-wife, stalking her. It has a whole new relationship over here. So how are they going to reconcile this whole thing?
Girl, I don't know. I think they will do what they always do, which is if you notice, somehow nothing was said about Knox, right? On Love it was like nothing happened. It was like until certain people were saying, "Oh yeah, it has a side baby." It wasn't like a storyline per se. I think that's what's going to happen. And if Mattel is being honest, he probably knows he only has that one season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's be honest. Everyone knows him and Sheree are not a thing. Bravo is probably not going to tolerate another season of nonsense like that.
They can actually like I would not put it against what's his name?
Carlos?
Andy.
Oh,
Andy to play more. I feel Carlos is actually working for Bravo at this point because I'm just gonna call him Bravo. I think he's working for Bravo at this point because it just doesn't make any sense to me, to be honest. But I think with how messy I know that Andy is the kind of classy messy, but with the kind of messy Andy is, he can be willing to actually show that.
Mm, yeah, I think in a way you're right because I feel like one thing we're going to get from Real Housewives of Atlanta is we're going to get the true editing of who Martell is. You see how
Yeah,
Carlos is always giving him some grace with the editing, in my opinion, right? I feel like on Real Housewives, he ain't gonna get no grace. Andy does not care. Andy is here for the good TV, right?
Carlos is going to jump if they tell him or if they call him and be like, Carlos, do you want back? He is going to be so happy about that.
100%. I believe it with all of my heart. Carlos wants back
Yeah.
into Bravo. The way he's
I,
always acting so giddy about Bravo shows and the people on Bravo. I'm like, girl, like, just call them and beg for your job at this point because I don't understand. He's giving up sass.
like his show legit did not. Apparently, a lot of people could not access the last episode because the streaming service did not have it. While he's up there interviewing people from some unknown shows that we do not know where they are from. And I'm
Hmm.
like, dude, people did not get to watch. To date, people have not watched the previous episode because streaming sites do not have it. And he's blaming everybody instead of trying to, because we have another episode coming on.
Nice.
Some people got to watch the episode that's supposed to come up this week. That's
Really?
how ridiculous how it was. So it's like I don't know what's going on. Why is Martell being allowed to have so many ties with so many shows when he's not even a good image on anywhere? It's like everybody's willing to give an abusive man, allegedly, a second chance.
Mm. I think it's probably because they feel like he's good TV. You know, sometimes they put certain people on reality TV just to come and embarrass themselves, just to create the drama. And then it's like, you're pretty unlikable, you're just there, you're a villain just to create the drama and go. And I think that's where Mattel falls in. That's Mattel's purpose, I feel. Or that's what they want Mattel to do on the show. Is like just come through and just come through and cause chaos and go back home, basically, is what it's given.
Yeah, because I don't know why. Maybe because like the can be strong. I don't understand why they are always giving a second chance. Or because I watched it's just like if this was Love Island UK, definitely they would not even give him a second chance at all. He
It
would
will
have
be
been thrown
cancelled.
off they will remove it from the show. You will just disappear.
And then they will put out a statement. Yeah.
They have no chill. And the fact is, that's why I love that show. You
Yeah.
will just disappear from the show. Yeah, they will. You will do so many interviews. People are willing. They'll be like, "Oh, we want to hear his side of this thing." Why do people want to so dearly hear the side of Mattel? I just don't get it. Why must Mattel have a side?
Mm, mm,
Why?
yeah.
Why are they so desperate to hear Mattel's side?
Because I'm like, abuse is abuse, in my opinion, right? There is no way you want to slice and dice it. Like, I was watching, I think I was in one live the other day and they're like, what, why would you say Mattel's abusive? I said, wait, you don't think Mattel's, wow. Like, yeah, but if she feels like Mattel is abusive, she should go and report to police. I was like, wait, so you don't feel like Mattel is abusive, right? I know we have to put allegedly in front of these things, so allegedly. But my point is like, so with his actions, you don't feel like there's anything remotely abusive about that? I'm like, wow, that is so shocking. When I hear things like that, I'm like, nah, people are wild. Like, I don't understand. Mm-mm.
it's not only wild, like they are so convinced in their thoughts that it's everybody that is wrong. There are some people that legit want to share the faults amongst everybody. They
Yeah.
feel like Mattel is being goaded into doing this. They feel like he can't just open his eyes. And as that former comment that said it, that they think it's because there is a lack of good fatherhood in the black community, so they will do everything they can to protect the ones that exist, because they think because this one exists, we're not going to let go of this person, and we're going
Mm,
to protect his image. Because I was very shocked about the Bravo move.
mm.
Do you know that this cannot happen in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Of course.
I,
Of course. That would not be tolerated at all.
they won't.
Even like he wouldn't even be allowed to be getting that close to women.
The women wouldn't even allow him get close to them to start with.
Yeah.
But over
So
here, the women are expected to get close to him, film with him, say some positives about him. That's why I'm really intrigued about how this season is going to go, because I really want to see how these women are going to react with Martell. I really want to see how they are going to react, because it's going to be crazy.
mm, yeah. And
Because
I also
all the
wonder like how often is it going to be shown? Like is it going to be like just one off events or are they going to like force him on us? Like like we haven't watched a whole or we're not watching a whole season of Love and Marriage. Oh, actually, also, did you guys see the interview? I just saw like excerpts where he kept saying like killed it on Real Housewives of Atlanta.
that he was.
That he killed it. Like, oh, he did so well. He did this. I'm like, it's a reality TV show. It's not. You're not there to go and perform. Like, what
No,
are we
you're
talking
not
about?
getting it. He obviously killed it because he got what he wanted. He got the money. From
Hmm,
what people have been saying, allegedly, Sheree had to pay him to come on, so he got money.
not surprised.
Allegedly, and allegedly, as I put here, is their cash cow. So haven't you noticed that all the simple or all the single promo for this season has been Mattel did this, Mattel hit me up in my DM, Mattel called
Mm,
Todd and Candy, called Todd short, called Todd an opportunist. Obviously, they are hinting at the drama that will happen.
storyline.
And they've always kept saying that, oh, Mattel will fight with Kenya, Mattel will fight with Candy, Mattel will have a brawl with the women. He is, as I put, he's going to be their cash cow this season. And he is happy he killed it, because that means the probability of him being in the next season is on. Because when people called him out on not following Sheree, the first thing he did, he quickly went to follow Sheree. Sheree is not even following him back.
Oh, so he's followed her now. Before, I was following 10
Yes,
people.
he was not following her.
Mm.
He went to follow Sheree. Sheree is not following him, as you can see. But he needs to keep the job. He needs to keep the money. So he's willing to bow first and follow her, because he just wants to keep everything.
Well, my thing is, if you're trying to keep the money, right, you wouldn't be on your show trying to move to your ex-wife. Like the timeline is not adding up. Does that make sense? It's giving like you're confused.
And that's why people are saying that it's going to end up looking crazy, because when we look at the timeline, it's just like this doesn't make any sense. You are out here bugging your ex-wife, and then you will be on another show talking about how much you're in love with another woman.
Yeah.
So these two shows are going to be showing at the same time. And if the Real Housewives of Atlanta fans want to get the real gist, then they would actually have to watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. So it's a positive for both shows, because once the drama happens on Sunday, the fans will most likely tune in on Saturday for Love and Marriage Huntsville. And Carlos is going to be like, Hallelujah. they allow this to most likely happen, and that's why they're probably um
Martell.
protecting Mattel,
Mm. Yeah.
because right now he's their sacrificial lamb to make the show blow.
And he's the
They,
only one that is silly enough to do it, actually.
yeah, because
Because
the network is shitty PR with
mm,
1 point something million followers. They will post something about Love and Marriage Huntsville. It won't have up to 200 likes. Is that bad?
wow,
You won't,
people are really fed up.
you won't see, they won't promote the show on the neighborhood talk, they won't promote it on the shade room, they won't promote it anywhere. The cast are not promoting the show is dying a natural death because only Melody and Mattel are legit doing something to hold the show.
Yeah. And I think also like a lot of the people on the show, especially like I hate to like, single someone out, but I feel like Tisha's energy is a bit dark, in my opinion, on the show. Like, we need someone who is light-hearted, bring some form of, that vibrant energy onto the show. I think they need to add someone new that is not about the drama, that is just a vibrant, bubbly person. They need like a Portia, but not. Does that make sense? And they need someone like her, funny, light-hearted, fun girl kind of thing to add to the mix because I think it's getting too dark. And then Stormy and Tiffany want to be dark with it and bring the drama. And then Tisha has the dark energy where you can just tell everything is just seeming a bit forced. Um, and so I think they need someone to like shake the cast a little bit. They need a fun girl, in my opinion, if they don't want that show to die.
Honestly, because as it's going, the thing is, the thing that can revive this show is if it moves to another network that is serious. Because I can bet you, if Love and Marriage Huntsville was in Bravo, most
Mm,
of these people would not be acting the way they are acting. They will be up and promoting the show. They will be up there posting, oh, the episode comes on. They will be coming live because they pay you per all this.
mm.
But on TV is paying them close to nothing. So they're like, why do I need to
Who is
slay?
it? Girl, you gotta tell me, what are they paying them?
On TV is paying them nothing. Like,
Are you
if you
serious?
compare to what Bravo is paying, on TV is broke as hell. The legit, this news has been coming out like for several months. That's the reason why you see them acting all like lackadaisical, and that's most
Uh-huh.
likely the reason why Mattel went to Love and Marriage, went to RHUA, because they pay better. And now
And that,
that is going to be
mm,
their cash cow. It's going to be fighting with the ladies. It's going to bring storyline for the season. He is making it over there.
okay. Well, so that's financial move for him. He does need the money, so it's good that he's at least, securing the bag. Um, because I didn't realize that the pay was so crap on this side on TV.
Oh, it's rap.
Of course, I know Bravo will pay a lot more, but I didn't know, which probably explains why he was in the DM to begin with, Kenya's DM to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
um, because he was trying to secure a spot, in my
He
opinion.
was trying to legit secure a spot in that show. So,
And
and
he's
he
like,
got
I'm gonna get it
it.
one way or another.
Yeah. He was like, I'm going to get you one way or another. He knows I definitely could not use Candy. He went for Kenya because he felt like Kenya was has been always in a messy relationship. Now, if she comes in Mattel, it's going to be a booming storyline. Do you know it would have been much more of a storyline if she or he came with
Kenya.
Kenya.
Yes, that would have been entertaining as heck. That would have been so perfect. But Kenya was not gonna fall for that.
Yeah. So I have to go. It was actually fun talking to you. It was
You
fun
too,
coming
girl.
live. I wanted to test it to see how much of a crowd we can pull for RHOA, because I've never covered this show. So this is like the first time my subscribers are seeing me talking about RHOA, to be honest.
Wow.
Because we allow these clear people to exploit us for a check. Yes,
Mm.
true
Mm.
wisdom. Yes, because Martell is willing to be exploited for a check on Bravo. It's very comfortable because he needs that money.
Yeah, he does.
And he knows that own TV are willing because they also need viewers on their own channel. So they are willing to do all this. So true wisdom, you are very, very correct because we allow them to exploit us. They knew he was desperate. That's why they're allowing him act a clown. Is going
Mm,
to a show and going to fight with women. And to him, he feels that he has done his job. He has fulfilled his contract. He has added a very sweet storyline to them. So he's very confident. So it's
yeah.
actually fun that you guys tuned in. This is the first live I've done on RHOA.
Me too,
So
girl. Like, I don't think I've even joined any on RHOA.
So
Um,
I'm actually like surprised that people even joined because people know me for Ready to Love and Love a Marriage Huntsville. So it's actually fun that you guys joined in. So don't forget to subscribe, subscribe to reviews and recaps, subscribe to Unfiltered Uzo, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button, drop a comment, and join our membership. I'll see you guys on Sunday by 3 p.m. EST, where we'll talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville, and on Monday, 5 p.m. EST, where we'll talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. So it's going to be fun because we'll have other people with us, and it's going to be a very, very, very nice experience. So I'll see you
I
guys next
actually can't
time.
wait. I can't
Bye.
wait. Thank you guys. See you later. Bye.